Do you batch cook or follow recipes as part of your weight loss journey? Do you blindly trust the calorie figures? Well, maybe you shouldn't. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why. As those of you that have watched my videos before know, I often use a Simply Cook kit as part of my batch cooking regime. Works really well. They set it up so that you don't need to buy too many ingredients, and the spice pots are often something a bit obscure that you wouldn't have in your kitchen. They're fantastic, and I quite often buy the kits that are scheduled to cook at least 4 meals, sometimes scale it up to 6. That's what works for me. It's great. I've always got something ready. I probably only have to cook once or twice a week, and I put the spare ones in the freezer. That way, if I fancy something nice, I can still cook something nice, but I've always got something in the freezer ready. For example, tonight I had an order at work, straight in, Thai basil pork. Now the problem you get is, the recipe calorie figure is designed in a development kitchen, and at best it's only an estimate. They give you a list of ingredients, they don't know which ones you're going to buy. The only thing they truly know is the calorie value of the kit spices. So for example, I'm cooking Thai basil stir fry with rice tonight, and the given calories on it are 670 calories. Now I'm going to scale this up to 4, and you'd be surprised where it comes in at. If you were following the recipe, you just blindly put down 670. Now, it doesn't take a genius to work out. When you look at the ingredient list, it says for 2 people, 400 grams of pork mince. For 4 people, 500 grams. It's obviously not going to be the same calorie density for 4 portions as it is for 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run through my cook experience and show you how to chuck it together. Doesn't take a genius, you can work it out yourself. I'm going to put the ingredients that they give me up. You can buy these ingredients, you don't need to buy a Simply Cook kit. And at the very end, I'm going to show you a little trick that, as a long-time user of my fitnesspal, I didn't know existed, and it will make your life so much easier. So follow my very poor impression of Gordon Ramsay, stay till the end and see how you can use my fitnesspal to make this a time-saving exercise. Right, so here we go with my batch cook. I'm doing a Thai basil stir fry, and I've pre-prepared the ingredients just to make it easier for showing you how I cook it. And in this case I'm using a Simply Cook Thai basil kit, but all the spices in the kit are things you could buy yourselves. For example, there's chili garlic paste, Thai style seasoning, that's essentially a 5-spice seasoning, and pad krau prau sauce, which you can buy online as well. So the rest of the ingredients are 60 grams of chopped basil, about 250 grams of mushrooms. Now this recipe doesn't call for mushrooms, but I throw them in because they've got negligible calories and they really pad it out, because I'm hoping I can stretch this to 5 portions. 3 whole peppers finely chopped, 500 grams of low-fat pork mince, there's going to be a spoon of sugar and a little bit of vegetable oil. And as you saw when I entered it all into my fitnesspal, that comes in at under 1,000 calories, so it would be nice to get it across 5. Add some rice to it, it's going to be an evening meal for under 500 calories. And in case you're thinking easy for him, I bet he's got a fancy kitchen. That's it. Tiny little thing with a cooker, but luckily I've got a wok. Right, so I'm going to be following a kit for this one, as I said. So I've got some oil over a medium heat in my wok. It's starting to steam now, so it's time to do the first step. Well, this is embarrassing. My serious coordination issues that I didn't know I had me turning the camera off to record and turning it on to put it back down again. So I've got lots of footage of the top of my kitchen top and no footage of the bits cooking in the middle. So basically all you did was you fried, you added the stock and went for it. The whole point of this video is to prove that how you can track from a simple recipe and to realise that you shouldn't believe the calories on a recipe. Back to what's left. So we've left that go for about 3 minutes, and now we're going to stir the stock in that we made earlier. So as you can see, it's simmering away nicely and reducing nicely. Now the next stage is to wilt the basil in. Now I never know what they mean when they say wilt, so I just add a bit at a time, stir it in till it goes soft and keep on adding. And I believe this is what's going to really make the flavour ping. Well, that's the basil wilted in, and you can definitely smell it now. I've had a quick taste with a spoon, and yeah, I'm liking the flavour. There's a bit of sharpness, a bit of spice, but there's also some sweetness there, and there's a definite taste of basil in the liquid. So I'm going to leave it to simmer for a little bit longer and see how many portions I get out of this. Because this is kicked in at less than 1,000 calories for the whole pan, I'm probably only going to do 4 portions, but if it stretches it might be 5. We'll see how it looks in a minute. And there you have it. It spreads out nicely across 4 portions. I think it would have been mingy on 5, and they kick in at 242 each. So you add a bit of rice to them and you're going to be having an evening meal for less than 500 calories. I'll plate one up later to show you what it looks like. So there you have it plated up. A bowl of Thai basil pork stir fry. Now there's 35 grams of protein in there. I've just put some basmati rice in the middle, but it'd go well with anything. And to be honest, on its own, it would go well to work as a lunch. So yep, I'm happy with that. Kicks in that little bowl. That's not even that little a bowl. Kicks in at 440 calories. You can see there's a load of meat in there. You could have used beef or you could have used turkey mince, but pork was the right price. I'm looking forward to this. Right, let's talk about how I've done this week. As you know, it's week 63, told you that at the beginning. It's not been a great one. I actually went up by £3. Now, as we all know, that isn't always a true representation, but based on what I've been eating lately, it probably is. But more importantly, is the scores on the doors for what I've actually eaten this week. I'm in a weekly deficit of just over 1,000. In some ways that's great news, because when I look at what I've eaten, you know, we've had Easter Sunday and all sorts, it's not bad, and it's still a deficit. And most days I've smashed past, well, it feels like most days I've smashed well past the 2100, that's my TDEE, but I've definitely smashed past my 1800 target. So with that in mind, my average for the week is 1910. I don't normally lose any weight at all unless I'm hitting the 1800 daily, so God knows what next week's going to bring. And that'll be tomorrow. So, kicking the arse time. And it's also time to remind myself this is why I track. And I'm going to be honest, some of the days this week that I've submitted over 2,000, it's been pure guesswork. It's probably been a lot more. So, I've had 62 good weeks and a couple of bad ones. Which, when you look at it that way, it's not even, well, it is. It's not even it's probably not even 2 to 3% of my overall days, of my overall weeks, and I'm not going to complain about that. I'm still 5 stone lighter than when I started, and I'm still 8 stone lighter than my heaviest ever. I'm happy with that. Anyway, we're going to go on to the promised bit where I show you how to batch cook using MyFitnessPal, and I'll see you next week. Right, so in MyFitnessPal you go to the menu and you find the your meals, recipes and foods. You then start by entering the ingredients manually. You start by naming it, and I always identify it as a Simply Cook if it's actually a Simply Cook kit, just for my own ease. You tell it there's 1 serving because when you come to enter it as a meal, give it as a percentage of that meal. So in other words, if you get 4 portions out of it, when you enter it into your tracking device, usually, well, for me it's MyFitnessPal, I'm sure NutriTrack and all them have a similar thing, you'll enter it as 0.25% of the overall. It's quite simple. You can also jot it down on the top when you stick it in the freezer. And I'm going to speed this bit up. You just basically add all the individual ingredients in and take it from there. Then as you get to the end, you save the recipe, or if you're eating it then, you can save and log it. And that's it. I find it's a really useful tool, and it stays there forever for you. And the beauty is you can always bring it up and look at the ingredients should you want to make it again. So of course when you're ready to eat it, you just open MyFitnessPal as normal, find it in your recipes, enter it in as 0.25% or 0, and that's it. How easy is that? So let me know if you found this useful, but I'm sure we'll agree that MyFitnessPal really does have an answer for everything. What I like about this is I've only got to enter the ingredients once rather than entering it every time I have that meal, and it's always there for me. I tend to only put the recipes that I have regularly in there, but it's been a great help to me. But more importantly, it's also taught me that you can't always believe the ingredients on the recipe. So if you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe and comment, and we'll see you next week, and I'm happy with that.